Hi, Phil Schoenberg, Fastpitch Power. I know we've been talking an awful lot about forearm fire lately, and it's for good reason, because it's that important in getting our pitchers to be able to maximize their velocity and command. I had a young pitcher who I've been working with probably for about 4 or 5 months. She's just turned 11, and she's pitching for a 10U tournament team. And she came to me the other night, and we were talking about, well, how did you do in your tournament last weekend? Her father said, oh, she was awesome, very, very dominant. Walked a few batters, which is understandable, because she's just learning the skill. But he mentioned to me, her forearm fire seemed to be really, really terrific. The other thing he said to me was, and her hitting. Her travel ball coach worked with her on her hitting, and her hitting was as good or better than it has ever been. She used to swing, he told me, like a gate. So what I mean by that is, I'm holding the bat here, and he said, you know, her top hand used to turn over, she used to push the bat. I don't know why, but now he made some kind of adjustment with her, and she's just line driving the ball every single time. So I asked this young pitcher, well, what did he show you? He said, well, let me explain. And she put her hands on a bat, which I brought to her, and she said, well, he's telling me that I should pull with my left hand. She's a righty. This is opposite if you're a left-handed hitter. She should pull with her left hand the knob of the bat to the front of the plate, and your right hand palm is up and your left hand palm is down. And she said, at that point, your bat's still sticking out behind you, what we call bat lag. And then he's telling me to whip the bat head through, turn that right hand over, and finish. And I am hitting the ball with a tremendous amount of power. So I said to her, I said, what does that remind you of? And she looked at me, kind of a blank stare. And she said, I don't know. I said, let me ask you a question. What position did he tell you to have your right hand in as you start the bat head forward? She pointed, like this. Okay? Elbow coming to what we call the slot, pulling the knob of the bat forward, palm in an upright position. So I said, okay, so let's take that same position and let's take my hand, which is now on a bat, extend it slightly, bring it down toward my hip, forearm lag. Let's pretend this is my bat. These are my hands. What does that look like? And she said, forearm fire. Exactly. So when my elbow comes to the back of the throw zone with forearm lag and my palm is up and I fire my forearm through, it is exactly the same movement as if I isolate my right hand on the bat head, elbow first, bat head, finish, firing through. There are so many similarities to various kinds of power movements. I can liken it to a tennis serve. I can liken it to many other kinds of athletic movements. One optimal mechanical movement is mimicked in so many ways in other similar types of movements. So, if you're looking for an analogy as to why forearm fire works as far as developing velocity is concerned, think about hitting, because you're going to come into the hitting zone exactly the same way, and you're going to utilize bat head lag the same way you utilize forearm lag, and you're going to fire that bat head through the same way you fire your forearm through, and you're going to power the ball over the center field fence the same way you're going to drive a 65-mile-an-hour fastball right into the strike zone where you want it to go. I hope this has been useful to you as it was to my young pitcher. She's now made a connection between the two. Love to hear your comments. Talk to you next.